What up, gamers? Spencer here, and welcome to my first impressions of the fifth card set for Shadowverse Worlds Beyond, and that is Blossoming Fate. So I am a bit late to this, around a week late, but here I am. I'm trying to come back to this game because I do want to return to this game. It is my favorite card game right now, so yeah, it's been a while, but I do plan to make a return at some point. But yeah, here are the cards for Blossoming Fate. It is a mixture of I guess new cards that are like traditional Japanese theme alongside with the Fortune hand cards from the first Shadowverse game. So these guys are coming back, which is really cool. But yeah, we'll be going through all the cards in the set, going from left to right here with Forest Graph all the way up to neutral. And yeah, full disclosure, guys, I'm not a pro or anything like that in Shadowverse. I would say I'm just an average casual player for this game. So yeah, take my evaluations of these cards with a grain of salt. But here we go, man. We'll go with the Prudent Tanuki, which is pretty cool to see him back. I do remember him. I believe he was an Accelerate card back in the first game. I think the Fortune hand cards in Shadowverse 1, like with this set, like the Fortune hand set, they specialize, at least in Forestcraft, specialize in acceleration, I believe. But this time, he is Ambush, and Evolve, draw a card, 2 costs, 1 attack and 3 defense. Yeah, not my favorite card. I prefer to evolve with other cards instead. I feel like this should be a fanfare, would be a lot better in my opinion. But this one, uh, not really my favorite card here. The Battledore Woods Maiden, 5 cost, 4/4 with the attack and defense. Fanfare, summon a fairy. Whenever an allied pixie follower enters the field, deal 1 damage to the enemy leader, evolve, replicate the effects of this card's fanfare ability. This one sounds pretty good, in my opinion. It feels like a more expensive version of I know there's probably some other cards that also are like this. It does feel like a more expensive version of like that one Abysscraft where you summon 2 bats, and with those bats you can make them have storm and go for the face. This one kind of feels like that, but more expensive. Not sure if it's a lot better than that Abysscraft card that I'm thinking about, but it sounds pretty good. Just being able to deal damage straight to the enemy leader. Just imagine being on turn 10, you got like a bunch of fairies in your hand, you summon this guy, and yeah, you can just keep on rushing too, so you can even add more fairies to the field, because yeah, I imagine if you summon this fairy, and then another one, like with an empty field, that's like, you only have 2 slots left, so you probably want to sacrifice those 2 fairies to play more of the fairy cards if you want to keep on going. So what is that? That's 5, and then if somehow you can get rid of your fairies, I don't know, I guess that's 7 damage in total with this effect on turn 10 maybe, or around there. This sounds pretty good, in my opinion. I do like this card. Flight of the Swarm Petal. Flight. Oh, I already read that. 2 costs. Deal 3 damage split between all enemy followers. Add a fairy to your hand. This sounds pretty good. Was this the card we had before? Like that we looked at before? I kind of forgot. Or was it something else? I feel like I read that before somewhere. Oh look, she's back. That's pretty cool. Or was it her? Oh no, it was her. She has a similar effect over here. Yeah, I think this is the one that we read before, and that's the one that has the free Ren. Yeah, card art. Okay. I felt like I read that before, the 3 damage split. But no, it was a different card. Yeah, this one sounds pretty good. At least you get a fairy to your hand, you're dealing damage. I think this is pretty good, especially at the beginning of the battle. Not sure about near the end of the match. But yeah, this 3 damage sounds pretty good. And also you add a fairy to your hand. I do like that. But only maybe at the beginning of the match and not later where maybe defense is very high. But I'm not sure. Flowering Friendship. 2/2/2. Fanfare of combo 5. Summon a Flowering Friendship and evolve it into this follower. Okay. It sounds like more of an end game card. Like a late game card, just because at the beginning of the match, this will probably not be that useful. It's just a normal card, like very, if you don't play this without the combo, it's just pretty much a normal card. So yeah, maybe like 1 or 2 copies of it, maybe, just to make use of the combo, if you can try to pull that off. I think it's good if you can pull it off, but yeah, probably wouldn't run like maybe 3 copies, in my opinion. It's just how I build my deck, where if I can't make use of it at the beginning or late in the game, maybe just 1 or 2 copies. But that's just how I go when it comes to deck building. But yeah, sounds good for 1 or 2 copies. Fairy Beast Whisperer. It's 5/6. Rush, Bane, and Drain. Interesting. I mean, it's pretty good to heal and also rush and also destroy someone, possibly. And, most likely this might survive because of the higher defense. Okay. This one I'm kind of like mixed on. It seems okay. I think it's okay. Quiet Encouragement. 3 cost, deal 1 damage to all enemies. Combo 3, deal 2 damage instead. Okay, not that much of a big difference, but it is enemies, so you can even damage the enemy leader. I think it's pretty okay as well. I think so. I feel like you'll probably need some more cards to help support this though, which I guess obviously you will do, since you'll be trying to pulling off this combo here. Spirited Skipper, I remember you. Like, I remember this card, I think back in the first game. It would like, you would accelerate it, or I guess if you don't, I think it summons a fighter, and somehow you evolve it. But let's see this one. Fanfare. Summon 3 copies of Fairy. Evolve. Replicate the effects of this card's Fanfare ability? That's kind of crazy. Imagine like the rally with this card. That's already, like including this card here, that's already like 7. I forgot if this, if First Craft has any rally cards. I'm sure that's probably more of a Swordcraft thing. Super Evolve. Give all allied Pixie followers on the field Bane. Ooh. I think this card sounds really amazing. I do think it's amazing. Wow, look at that alternate art. That's pretty cool. Yeah, this card I think is very good. A Grace of Swarm Petal. Have we already read that? The Swarm Petal? What's the other one? Oh, the Flight. So this is the Grace. Draw X card, X is your combo. Okay. I don't know, to me, I think it's okay. Definitely, I feel like so far this whole deck maybe is more of a combo-based deck. Like the way it's trying to go, maybe. I am seeing a lot more combos. But yeah, I guess this might be good in a combo deck. It's just, I guess without a combo, it does feel like a bit pricey with this here. So yeah, you definitely want to make a combo deck for this to be the best. Oh yeah, we got Wolf Rod, Skybound. Oh, Skybound, what the heck? Like the Skybound arts? I don't see the effect over here though. Skybound Hangman. Give this follower XX. X is your combo. Evolve. Discard your hand. Add an exact copy of each 5 random cards in your opponent's deck to your hand without revealing them. Okay, this is different. I think back in the first game, he would like replace your deck with the enemies. I'm not sure if it's like a full deck or just like random cards from their deck. But this one is your hand. This one sounds pretty good. If like, you play all your cards, building up your combo, and then playing him last, like imagine on turn 10. Then yeah, if he's your last card, you just discard your hand, which he'll probably be the last one, the only one. Then yeah, you just get 5 cards from the opponent's deck to your hand. This one sounds pretty good. Like if you just wanna refill your hand, like play all your cards, build up this powerful guy. The thing is like, it can be a bit risky. You don't know like what you're gonna get with the randomness here. As well as, they probably have like a Banish or a Bane or whatever to take down this card if you're somehow able to give him like a bunch of attack and defense. I don't know. I think I feel like I'm pretty mixed on this. I'm just not the biggest fan of like having random stuff. Because what if it sucks? What if it doesn't work with your deck? Alright. Moroku, Swarm Petal, which, yeah, we read this already from the initial, like, reveal. Okay. But yeah, I thought this one here, sounds pretty okay. I think, I can definitely see some potential when it comes to, like, playing the fairies. A lot more fairies are being played here. But we also have some combos as well, which I think is very interesting. So yeah, combo can probably be like very powerful here, I think. All right. Yeah, overall, I think it's okay. I can't think of a way for it to be like somewhat overpowered or something, unless based on just these cards alone. I'm sure that it might be a great addition to like the existing decks, to like the combo and the fairies. Feels more like an addition than like something, I guess, new, I would say. Anyways, moving on, we got Swordcraft. We got the altruistic aristocrat. This guy was also back in the first game, right? I kind of forgot it, like which one was the ones returning. But yeah, if he was from the first game, I just feel like I've seen this card art before, like this character, but I don't remember him. And yeah, he does have that border too with the tarot card. Fanfare, select the card in your hand and discard it. Restore 3 defense to your leader. If you selected the spell, restore 6 defense instead. I I don't know if I like this. You know what? This might work. Like it might work well, like when it comes to pulling it off for that 6 defense restored. Just because we got that whole glittering gold going on with this set. So maybe you can discard 1. The thing is, this feels very expensive just to heal up when the enemy can probably come back at you harder. So this one, I'm not the biggest fan of. I feel like there could be better cards to play at 6 cost. Smoke Shroud of Beauty. Fanfare. If you have at least 2 spells in your hand, give this follower 1/1 in ward, where it's 3 attack and defense, but then it'll be 4/4 with ward. Evolve. Add a glittering gold to your hand, which, let me see this again. Okay, draw a card. Deal 2 damage to a random enemy follower. But yeah, this would be a very good target for that previous card that we just looked at. I feel like I need to look at the main gimmick with the glittering gold, because right now I don't know what it's gonna be mainly used for. So yeah, I need to keep on looking into this set here, because maybe maybe depending on how much you play of this card, or maybe how much you have in your hand, like maybe it might activate a powerful effect. So I need to keep on going for me to really judge if this is good or not when it comes to the glittering gold. Extravagance of the Gold Blooms. Select the spell in your hand and discard it. Okay, another one like the first one. Do this 2 times. Deal 3 damage to a random enemy follower. That sounds like a good trade-off. While the other one is a 6 cost heal, this one at least is a cheaper card, and you deal 6 damage total. And of course, it might be split off, because if there's like more than one follower, you might need to split it off. Depends how like lucky you are with that, but this seems pretty good. Swift Staff Master, 6/3/3. When you draw this card, set its cost to 3 until the end of the turn. Oh wow. Fanfare, draw a card, restore 3 defense to your leader rush. I mean, this one sounds pretty good. The thing is, if you really want to make the most value out of it, you're pretty much tempted to play this card like right away. Because at 6 cost, maybe it's not worth it. I don't feel like it would be worth playing at 6, because that's very expensive. But yeah, I think this is pretty good. You just probably want to play it on the turn you draw it. Okay. Amphibian Gold Muncher. At the end of the turn, if you have at least 2 spells in your hand, deal 5 damage to all enemy followers. Okay, so I'm seeing a pattern now. It looks like it's depending on how much spells you have in your hand, which the glittering gold is. So like before, we had this card here. So it looks like you need to at least have a minimum amount of spells. So far it's been 2. And that's what you would use the gold with. Okay. And deal 5 damage to all enemy followers. And you evolve, add 2 of these to your hand. Oh, you know what? I just realized, because of this card, you can also draw with it, so that can also work out with this one here too. Okay. So yeah, it looks like it's a lot of drawing, as well as like a lot of having these cards in your hands, at least 2 of them. I think the effect Sounds pretty good, you know, at the end of your turn. I feel like they might deal with this guy like right away. So like it's probably only for like one turn you might activate this effect if you're able to have two of these cards or two spells in general. But yeah, I think it sounds pretty good. I think it sounds pretty good. It's definitely going to be a big target for the enemy to go after you for. Serenity's Shield. Summon 2 copies of Knights and henceforth summon 4 instead. I think that's already great. I think that's already great for me. No need to look back at that. Hey, the Unmoving Tactician. I remember this guy, I think. I thought he was so cool, I think, back in the first game. Can't attack followers or leaders at the end of your turn. Summon a Steel-clad Knight. Wow, look at this. 4 costs with a 5 attack and defense, but it can't attack at all. And then when you super evolve, I'm not sure if this carries over or not. I assume it doesn't carry over. But give all other allied followers on the field 3 attack and defense. I think this sounds already great. Like already, like really, really great. Maybe not what you want to play. Like, you know, you gotta wait until like, you know, turn what? Like turn 6 or 7. I forgot which turn it is for the super evolve. But yeah, maybe 1 or 2 copies for me. That's just how I, like I said, build my deck. If I can't use them all the time, like make them useful all the time, I just make them 1 or 2 copies. I'm not sure if that's really good or not. Splendor of the Gold Bloom. Add 2 copies of the gold in your hand. I'm just gonna say gold because for some reason I can have a hard time saying glittering. I feel like I can't see it properly. Enhance 5, add 4 instead. I think it sounds pretty okay. It's more like, I guess, drawing as well as like dealing damage as well. This one sounds pretty good. Like it seems pretty okay to me. Hey, the Chariot. Oleon. Raging Chariot. 777 at the end of your turn. If this follower is on evolve, deal 7 damage to all enemy followers. Wow. If it's evolve, do this 3 times. Deal 7 damage to another random ally or enemy? Oh. That sounds like the riskiest thing ever. I mean, I'm thinking about this as if it's the only card on the field. So like it would imagine if this is the only card on the field and you evolve it. Then like you have a chance for like you or the enemy, you or your opponent to take like 7, 14, or 21 damage. This feels like one of the more riskier cards if this is the only follower on the field. Like, it's a bit too random for me, but if you really want to take the chance, I think go for it. I feel like I do prefer this unevolved form. I mean, this one sounds way more like safe than the evolve one. Yeah, I feel like I would not go for the evolved version. I'd rather just keep it as is. Like this one is already good for me. This one sounds like it's too scary, too random because not only can it go to your enemy, which is what you would want, but also yourself. And yeah, I'm just thinking about this in terms of like, you know, in terms of like this is the only card on the field. So you want to be careful about like when you play this. If anything, just don't evolve it, then you'll be fine. Unkei Goldbloom. Selected enemy follower in the field and banish it. Add the gold to your hand. Super evolve Crest Unkei Goldbloom. Countdown 4. At the end of your turn, add a gold to your hand. Okay. I mean, wait, have we already read this card? I don't know, I kind of forgot what the card was. Oh yeah, we did. I just remember the card now, like I feel like I've read this before. Yeah, this is the one that we read before. Yeah, this one already sounds pretty good. The banishing that like for 5 costs. That's like Odin, but without the storm and more about the gold. But the banish already is like really powerful on its own, so this card definitely instant, like always have 3 copies of. It sounds very powerful. And of course you get this gold into your hand as well, which you can use the draw. Okay, I think Sword is looking pretty powerful, looking pretty good. I do want to see it in play though. I just want to see just how powerful it is just with the gold cards alone to see if that's really good. But yeah, I really want to see this in action. It does sound pretty good. Like I think at least it has the potential to be very good. But yeah, I think the stars for me would be like this card, the Unmoving Tactician, the Chariot for the unevolved form, and the Gold Bloom. But everything else, they seem to be more of like support. Maybe this guy might be really good because of his damage to all enemy followers, but I feel like these might be the stars of the pack, if I had to guess. Alright, Runecraft. Terraforming Wizard. Fanfare, gain 2 Earth Sigils, Super Evolve, summon 2 copies of a Guardian Golem. I think that sounds already amazing. Waterbending Charm Wielder. Okay, hold on. Am I seeing a pattern here? I'm just wondering. Terraforming, Waterbending. Are we going like the elements? Oh yeah, look, Emperor of Elements. Are we going? Do we have like fire and wind somewhere? I see Insomniac. Woodsong. I know, like, it doesn't have to be like the earth, fire, wind, and water. I know sometimes with elements they do have some different stuff like iron and wood. So maybe it's like based on that. Anyways, Fanfare, deal 3 damage to 3 random enemy followers. Spell boost your hand 3 times. It sounds pretty okay. I think maybe a bit costly, but that spell boost sounds okay. I mean, for 6 cost, I'd rather what is it called? That other card that you can spell boost to deal damage to all enemy followers. I feel like I prefer to have that as a 6 cost rather than this one here. Metamorphosis of the Dawn Blossom. Select the card in your hand and discard it. Draw 2 cards. I think that sounds pretty good. Just maybe there's a card you don't really need right now. Just discard it. Draw 2 cards. This one sounds amazing already. Insomniac Witch. Gain Crest. Which countdown 2. Deal 3 damage to all followers. Oh, that's to all followers. When you evolve it, destroy your crest. Okay, so you evolve it. It goes 5/5 or 6/6. And then you destroy this. It'll go to 5/2 or 6/3. Okay. I mean, I'm not sure how I feel about this. This one sounds very situational, against your enemy. It feels like it's definitely more effective if you don't have like cards that you want. Which I guess, you know what? This might work out because, we are playing Runecraft. There is a chance that you probably are playing more spells than followers, so I think this might be good. I think this one is good. Woodsong Haiku Master. Reduce the cost of this card by 1 on spell boost. And if you draw a card, last word spell boost your hand. I think this card is amazing. Like, I can't say anything else. It sounds already amazing. Like, everything about it, amazing. Kitty Cunning. Earthright 2. Activate 2 random abilities from the following. Summon a Clay Golem, restore 2 defense to your leader, and gain 1 Earth or gain 3 Earth Sigils. That's kind of cool. Like, there's like even like with the choices here with the mode, or I guess it's not a mode, but the the way they laid this out, it's 1 for 1 golem. Like the second one is 2 defense, and 3 is 3 Earth Sigils. I'm not sure if that's like on purpose, but it feels like it to me. This one, yeah, it sounds okay. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Maybe the Earth Sigil sounds pretty good. Just to make it back, and you get an extra effect. It is at least 1 cost. I feel like maybe there could be a better use of the Earthright though. Emperor of Elements, Fanfare, summon 2 copies of Guardian Golem. Whenever an allied golem enters the field, Earthright 1 evolve it? Oh snap. Yeah, screw this card. I want to save my Earthright for for this one. Wait, this sounds already amazing. Okay. This one's gonna be really good. I know it. Definitely this Emperor of Elements, it's gonna be very, very good. I feel like Earthright has gotten a big buff with that. Grandeur of the Dawn Blossom. Transform all allied followers on a field into exact copies of random followers in your deck. Okay, hold on. Transform all allied followers on the field into exact copies of random followers in your deck. I'm just wondering if you can really control this. Just imagine, like, playing Cocytus. Like, just being able to control your deck with the followers. Or yeah, you know what? What if, like, you build your deck just where mainly it's maybe mostly spells because it's runecraft and maybe a few followers? Just imagine that. Imagine, like, I don't know. I'm just kind of curious how this would be set up. This would be amazing if you were able to have like 5 followers on the field. And imagine if like someone like Odin is the only one in your deck, or just anyone with Storm. And then yeah, that's like a bunch of that's gonna be like so crazy to see. Like 5 with Storm, if like Odin is the only one in your deck, or like if you just play Cocytus and then play this card, maybe after summoning like a bunch of other followers. Yeah, this one has the potential to be like very great. I'm not sure just how tough the setup might be, but this one can be very powerful if you're able to set things up right. Okay, this one sounds very good. Like, I can see this being kind of OP, but like, I'm just curious about how the setup is gonna be. Linkall, Wandering Fool. Gain that crest, Rush, Super Evolve. Add 10 copies of it to your deck. Interesting. And the crest here, whenever an allied Linkall, Wandering Fool enters the field, reduce the enemy's max defense by 2. And like, does this stack, this crest? Imagine that, you get like a full, like 5 crest of this. You play one of these. That's pretty much reduce the enemy's max defense by 5. Just by 1 card. This one sounds pretty fun. It sounds very gimmicky. I think, like imagining just combining this, if it's possible, like maybe for a crosscraft, imagining combining this with the gold in swordcraft, and you just keep on playing this card. Yeah, this one sounds pretty fun. I think it's similar to like how I feel about this one, where I kind of need to see the setup. Like I want to see a match with this to see how easy it is to pull this off. But it does sound very good. You at least need to wait until you can super evolve though, so like, around turn 6 or so. But yeah, it does sound very good if you're able to pull it off. Aura, Dawn Blossom. On spell boost, reduce the cost of this card by 1, which right now it is 10, for attack and defense. Select an enemy follower in the field and deal it 10 damage. Select another... Wait, have we read this before? I think we have. Well, in case I haven't, I do remember this evolve effect, I think, where you transform another follower in the field and make it into a Regal Falcon. Yep, I think this one already sounds very good. Like, nothing else to say about that. Dragoncraft now. Springwell Stewart. 2/2/2. Select an enemy follower in the field and deal it 5 damage. Super Evolve. Select 2 instead. I think this one already sounds pretty great from that evolve effect, It's like imagining... I feel like normally spells would maybe do this, but it's a follower. You get a follower in the field with this very high damage effect. I think this one sounds pretty good already. For a 2 cost. And also, like, you can select 2, right? I mean, that even sounds pretty good too. Unless you can't select them, like, if they have the aura. Stormy, Shamisen Shredder. Summon the Megalorca. Whenever an allied marine follower enters your field, restore 2 defense to your leader. I don't know about this. It's very expensive. I mean, it is another Megalorca card, so it's a good addition to that. But like, if I'm going to rely on the healing, I feel like that one card I think the one where you evolve it and you can always have this, like I think as a crest, this healing whenever you play a Marine follower. I feel like I prefer that. It does sound very expensive just to summon one, and also to heal for two. But I think overall it might be okay to add for like maybe 1 or 2 copies for your Mega Lorca deck. I don't know, that one I'm not really feeling about. A Blade of the Crest Petal. Draw a follower, deal X damage to a random enemy follower, X is the cost of the card you drew. Okay, interesting. And yeah, with the cost, because it is Dragoncraft, like most likely, you'll be maybe having more higher cost cards. I think it sounds pretty okay. It is also drawing a follower too, so you might be getting the card that you want if you need a follower. I think this one sounds pretty good. I do think so. Like, yeah, just imagine drawing this card here. 8 costs. 7/7. Is that random too? Yeah, random. Iron Mace Dragoon. Select an enemy follower in the field and deal it 7 damage. Summon a Vastwing Dragon. Wow. This one sounds kind of great. It is expensive, but like I feel like the effects are very powerful. I don't know. It sounds pretty good. Like, unless you evolve, there's really not much you can do because it's very expensive. You might not have another card to play. But this alone sounds very powerful, and also you get a dragon with Intimidate. Yeah, this one, I think it might be good. I can't tell with this one. But I feel like, the 7 damage kind of makes it up. Yeah, to me, it sounds pretty okay at the very least. If I want to be safe about it, I think it might be okay. Jellyfish Dancer. Fanfare. Add a Majestic Megalorca to your hand. Whenever an allied marine follower enters the field, give this follower Rush and Bane. Alright. This one sounds already great because of that. So you play this, like, imagine at 4 play points. Turn 4. Play this card. Get this into your hand. Play that card. This gets Rush and Bane. All for 4 play points. This one sounds already very amazing. Roar of Prominence. Deal X damage to all followers. X is the number of followers on the field. Okay. This feels like a big nuke. It feels like a really big nuke. Imagine the whole field is full. That means everyone takes 10 damage. I'm not sure how I feel about this, because it also targets us as well. And it's not like we're like Last Words Shadowcraft, or I guess now it's Abysscraft. So I don't know just how useful it would be just to, like, if you really want to take down the enemies, like if they have a full board, or like a full, side, then yeah, at least 5 damage to them. Yeah, this one is very situational. I think it's very situational. I'm not sure about this one. Ruinbringer. I remember you. You had the weird 1, 3, 5, and like the odd numbers. Banish all odd numbers from your deck with the cost. Deal X damage, split between all enemy followers. X is the number of the cards you banished. I mean, yeah, I feel like I can't remember all the cost of the cards. So yeah, I can't really think much about this. I feel like this is a good way to maybe control your deck, but I just can't really formulate how that would look. But if you're able to like set things up right, maybe this is pretty powerful. I just can't think about this. But yeah, I'm sure you guys probably know more than me when it comes to how good this one might be. Alright, let's go in, continue on. I can't really say much about this because I can't think if it's good or not. Do this 2 times. Deal 2 damage to a random enemy follower. If you're in overflow, deal 2 damage to the enemy leader. Oh, wow. But this sounds already amazing. So, like, do you also do this too? Or, like, does it, like, switch up to the overflow effect instead when you're in overflow? Well, I guess it doesn't say instead. So it's also a addition too. This one sounds pretty great. I think this one sounds very good. Earns Governing Justice. Yeah, that's the one back in the first game with The Fortune's Hand. Ward. Wow, look at that cost. 10, 8, 8. At the end of your turn, if this follower is on Evolve, deal 8 damage to 2 random enemy followers and restore 8 defense to your leader. If this follower is Evolve, deal 8 damage to the enemy leader. Evolve, remove Ward from this follower, give it Intimidate. Okay. I'm trying to think about this. So I assume that this carries over, right? Like everything from before. So like it has this effect too. Okay. I mean, yeah, already this one sounds pretty great. 8 damage to the enemy leader if you can evolve at turn 10. Yeah, this one sounds pretty good. I think it's definitely going to be a setup. You definitely want to plan things out. Make sure you have a evolve point. But even without it, like it already sounds pretty great. Deal 8 damage to 2 random enemy followers. I think that's already like very powerful on its own. It's pretty much like the Chariot, except evolving it also sounds pretty good too. If this does carry over to the evolve form. It's like, yeah, it's like the Chariot card, but it has a good evolve. Or at least not a risky evolve. The evolve is not risky. Okay. And we got Yub, Crystal Petal, Summoning Mega Lorca. Evolve. Select the card in your hand and discard it. Gain this quest where whenever a marine follower attacks, give it 1 attack until the end of the turn. Once on each of your turns, add a Mega Lorca to your hand. That's already great. Discard instant, like, instant add to the deck for the Mega Lorca deck. Alright. So yeah, is that really it? I think that's pretty much it for Dragoncraft. It's looking pretty interesting. I think, overall, it does sound very powerful with the Mega Lorcas. I'm seeing a lot of it. I think it sounds like a pretty good deck to have. I think this is one of the better ones that I've seen. I think the Runecraft has the potential with this card. I can definitely see this being very crazy if you can set things up right. But this one, Dragoncraft, sounds pretty good too. Yeah, the only card I just can't judge is the Runebringer because I'm not sure what this looks like. Like how to properly set things up. I mean, if you look at these cards here, they're all even number cards, so except for this one here, so all the followers here except for you would be safe. Okay. Abysscraft, Support Wolf, a hand 6. Give this follower 6 defense, Bane, and Barrier. Wow, and it has a rush. Okay. It sounds like a very annoying card to get rid of at Enhanced 6. Other than that, it feels like a normal rush card. I think it sounds pretty okay. I'm trying to think. I feel like this sounds kind of good. Because of that 6 defense, it will have 8. The thing is, you could take this down easily with another Bane card or a spell. But if you don't have those, this card can be very annoying to take down. Like even if you try to use your very powerful card, like a very powerful follower, like you still got to pretty much just have a high attack card, high attack follower to take this down, unless you have the Bane or a spell that can destroy this card. I don't know, I'm pretty mixed on this because 6 does sound very expensive, but the effects it gains sounds very annoying to deal with. At least I think so. Anyways, I'm pretty mixed on that. Crimson Soulmancer. Fanfare. Reanimate 2. Evolve, replicate it. Okay. It sounds good for a reanimate for 2. I can't think of a target. Maybe the Support Wolf, because it has Rush, sounds pretty good to reanimate. But I'm sure there's better cards to reanimate, right? So I think for reanimation in general, this sounds pretty good. Valor of the Night Blossom. Select an enemy following the field and deal it 5 damage. Add a Valor of Night Blossom to your deck. Oh, add a copy of it. Okay, so you're never gonna run out of this card unless you discard it by having a full hand or something, or just discarding it in general. Okay, this one does not sound bad. I mean, it's very high damage. You can select an enemy follower. This one sounds good. Typical necromancer. Summon a ghost and skeleton. Evolve, summon a zombie as well. Okay. Just summoning a bunch of followers on the field. It might be a good combination with that one card where it's that 6 cost card, where it evolves everyone on the field. So yeah, for 9 play points, you can like summon this, right, and then have these out. That's 4 cards on the field. Then you play that 6 cost card from the previous pack where you evolve everyone. That's already like very powerful. This one does sound very good. I think so. Friendly blue ogre. Oh, did we get the ogres? Did I see one before? Are we getting the blue and red ogre? Oh yeah, here it is. I'm guessing that's the one. No, that's the blue ogre. What is this then? Where's the red ogre? Did I miss it? I know in, Japanese folklore, they got the whole tale with the red and blue ogres. Select an enemy follower in the field and give it can attack followers or leaders until the end of your opponent's turn. Draw a card. And then evolve, replicate this. I think it sounds pretty okay. Like, you can stop them from attacking, and also you draw a card. I think it sounds pretty okay, even if you don't evolve. Like, yeah, they might have some other followers on the field, maybe. But, like, if it's only, like, one follower, then yeah, this sounds pretty good to have. Maybe just 2 copies for me, though. Tyrannical Fist. Deal 3 damage to all leaders with the lowest defense. Okay. So I imagine because it says leaders, like if you're tied, I guess we both take 3 damage, but if one has lower health, then yeah, you deal 3 damage to them. It does sound kind of weird to have in Abysscraft because you're all about like sacrificing your health, your defense. But there's also ways to restore them too. So yeah, very situational. I think this one sounds very situational. I think it could be very good. Hey, the Lifestealer, dude, this card. Oh my gosh, I missed this card. Like I remember just with the character here. Transform all other followers on the field into copies of Skeleton. Whenever a skeleton is destroyed, restore 1 defense to your leader. Evolve. Deal 1 damage to all other followers. Okay. Interesting. Like, not as like I feel like the first version of him back in the first Shadowverse sounds way better. I forgot exactly his abilities, but I think when you play him, or maybe at the end of the turn, he like destroys 2 copies, or not 2 copies, just 2 followers, enemy followers on the field. This one he transforms them. And then you can evolve to like destroy all the skeletons too. That sounds pretty epic. I don't know. I think this one, I think it does sound very good. I think it's pretty good. Because you transform them. What if the enemy has some high defense, like some Ward Haven? You play this card. And even if you can't evolve, and maybe you can't play like another card, at least, maybe at the worst, you'll take like 5 damage to the face, unless you evolve. Yeah, I think this one might be pretty good, just to like mess with the enemy. Yeah, just for that. Okay. The Rigor of the Night's Blossom. Gain this crest where countdown 2. At the end of your turn, draw a card. Then if you have at least 4 cards with the same cost in your hand, summon a skeleton and give it ward. Okay, that's an interesting requirement. So if you have at least 4 cards with the same cost in your hand, just how much of like the same cost cards do we have here? We have some 2 cost cards. Everything else is different. Okay. I mean, yeah, if you can pull that off, that secondary requirement, it sounds, or I guess this only requirement here, it sounds very powerful. But I think, on its own already, it sounds pretty good just because you can draw cards. So, in the end, I think this is pretty good. Miltio and Luzin. Okay, they're together. Reanimate 4 and 2. When this follower evolves, Destroy 6 other random followers. When this follower super evolves, gain the crest where... Oh wait, we saw this before, right? I remember this. The allied fanfare and enhance abilities don't activate. When you play a follower, evolve it. I really need to see this in battle, because I really don't know just how good this will be if you're sacrificing the fanfare and enhance abilities. I guess I don't remember much about the enhance on Abysscraft. Fanfare? I feel like there's definitely gotta be some fanfare. Oh wait, no, this one has enhance. Oh no. Yeah, fanfare, fanfare, and yeah, fanfare. Yeah, I don't know just how good this will be. I need to see like professionals play with this card to see if they know some cards to play with this. But imagine like if they have some like innate abilities with like Bane or Rush, then I can see that being pretty good. Or maybe like a strike ability. Then yeah, I can see this being very, very good. Okay, we got Shockdo, Night Blossom. Do this 2 times. Return your hand to deck. Wait, return your hand to the deck. Draw X cards. X is the number of cards you return. Then, if you have at least 4 cards at the same cost in your hand, deal 4 damage to all enemies. And then Super Evolve, you replicate this. That sounds kind of like funky. Like, you like shuffle your hand like 2 times, and then do it again if you Super Evolve. Okay. You really need to control your deck cost with this. Yeah, you really need to do that with this Abysscraft deck. Yeah, I'm not sure about Abysscraft. I feel like I need to see like professionals play this. Cause yeah, I just don't know how good of this whole thing is overall. I can see the Lifestealer being a lifesaver, where you can like make the enemy followers weaker because they'll become skeletons. And then you can evolve them if you don't want to take the damage to the face, if you can't play like another card that's like 0 or 1 cost to deal with those skeletons, like the enemy skeletons. But yeah, I don't know, man. I need to see this in battle. Like, it's one of those things where I need to see it to believe it, to see if this is good or not. Alright, Havencraft. A Priescent Priestess. Select an enemy follower in the field and deal it 2 damage. Ward. Uh-oh, Ward. Evolve. Replicate the fanfare. I mean, just because of Ward, and also that's a good fanfare as well. Instant add to the Ward Haven. Enhance 4, draw a card, give this follower Bane. During your turn, whenever you draw a card, give this follower Rush. Oh, wow. So this enhance also comes with a Rush as well. It sounds pretty good already. Wow. I think it's pretty good. You draw a card, you can Rush and Bane. Okay, I like that. Malice of the Mistbloom. Return a card from your hand to your deck. Draw 3 cards. Okay. I think it sounds pretty good. I think so. Like, yeah, like, normally, you know, sometimes you don't have, like, a card you want. It feels like a better version of that other 3-cost card where you draw 2 cards, like, for the neutral. This one sounds pretty good, in my opinion. At least to me, it does. Immovable Paladin. Just the word Paladin makes me think of Ward, which it does have. Summon 3 copies of the Immovable Paladin? Oh no. Oh no. And then like, bro, that Wilbear or Wilbert's effect. It's gonna be a 5/6 on the field. Dang, dude. Yeah, this is gonna be a crazy card. Yeah, this is not a card you want to be summoned by Ether. You want to play this card from your hand. Dang, dude. Oh, it's gonna be so annoying with Wardhaven, man. Desperate Shrine Mouse. Draw a card. During your turn, whenever you draw a card, deal 1 damage to all enemy followers. Evolve, you replicate the fanfare. So is this going to be the gimmick where you draw cards and then it activates an effect? I guess so. I do like that. I like drawing cards. I'm always afraid of like not having a full hand, so I feel like when it comes to this, it sounds pretty good. I'm not sure how powerful this one damage will be for all enemy followers, because it does seem like kind of small, unless you can like draw a bunch. But yeah, it's a 5 cost card, so at the most you can do like 1 or 2 damage to all enemy followers. But yeah, not sure how good this will be. Maybe for the end game it's a lot better. Protective Shell. Hey, I remember you. I think back in the first game, he would like I think draw you a 4 cost Havencraft follower, which is very useful. Engage. Destroy this card. Draw X card. X is the number of allied followers on the field with Ward. Oh no. This also sounds pretty good too. Alright, Saints of Rehabilitation. Fanfare. Restore 1 defense to your leader, Ward. During your turn, whenever your leader's defense is restored, summon a Fox of Purity. This one has Ward too, right? Oh no. Dude, Wardhaven is gonna go crazy. Evolve, you replicate the Fanfare. And Super Evolve. Again, just the same thing, I guess. I'm not sure if it carries over or if they're like individual. Okay. I mean, already, it does sound very annoying with Wardhaven. And anytime you add like more Ward followers, it just sounds like, oh yeah, this is for Wardhaven. Resolve of the Mistbloom. Select an enemy follower in the field and deal 5 damage. I feel like I read this before with another card. Was it you? Yeah, something like that. I feel like I've been reading these cards the same from before with the effects. Destroy this card. When you engage it, return 2 random cards from your hand to your deck, draw 2 cards. Dang. I feel like Restore Ward is going to be a thing. It just sounds like really crazy. Alright, just how crazy are you, Sophina? You're back. Inspiring Strength. You know, I've always wanted to play this card back in the first game, but I don't think I ever got to. Sophina, 4 cost 2 to attack and defense. Fanfare, select the mode to activate Evolve this follower. Oh wait, have we read this before? If I read this before, I don't remember it. Evolve another random and unevolved allied follower with Ward and give it 1/1. Oh yeah, I have read this before. I have. Ward. At the end of your turn, if this card is evolved, its followers evolve, give all other followers on the field 1/1. You know, now with Wardhaven in mind, I feel like the second one would be a lot better. Because, you know, I don't want to like reduce my own followers with this. But who knows, maybe it's more situational. I feel like I'd rather have a better defense than offense with this. But yeah, it sounds pretty good. Kukushiro, Mistbloom. Gain the crest when you play it with Fanfare. Return 2 cards from your hand to your deck and draw 2 cards. Again, amazing. He kind of looks like... I don't know why. Kind of reminds me of that one Omen card that's also Havencraft. But now he's skinny. Like, way more, I guess, skinny. The one that was like fat but then became skinny. I'm not sure if it's because of the clothes or something. Just reminds me of him. But yeah, he got that effect. You gain the crest as well, where during your turn, whenever you draw a 1, 3, or 5 cost card, summon a Fox of Purity or Holy Falcon, which has Storm, at random. During your turn, whenever you draw a 2, 4, or 6 cost card, summon an enemy Fox of Purity or Holy Falcon at random. Wow. So this one, you would need a... you want to play some odd cost cards. Do we have those? Yeah, 1, 3, not this one. 5, 5, not this one. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, you definitely don't want to have this around with that second effect. But it sounds pretty good if you're able to pull off the first one. It's going to be entirely by the deck building of your own deck. And that's pretty much it for Haven. Portal Craft, this is my craft. Here we go. Marionette Master. Summon and enhance puppets and puppet. Enhance 7, give them storm. I think that sounds already great. Like, it's, you know, having these cards out sounds very powerful. 4 damage to the enemy followers. I think it sounds pretty good. And then if you can mix this in with Orcus, like that's also like already really powerful as well. Okay. Flowering Artisan. Draw a spell. When you play a spell, deal 3 damage to all enemy followers. Okay. I mean, it sounds okay. I'm just curious about, like, is this the gimmick, drawing spells and activating an effect? Draw a card. Light up the Dewdrop, 1 cost. This feels like our own insight for for Portalcraft. What the heck? This is insight. From Runecraft to Portalcraft. Okay. New Age Cartographer. Oh, I just realized now, that's so cheap. Imagine this. This can be very powerful if you combine it with this. For 6 cost, deal 6 damage to all enemy followers then. New Age Cartographer. Add an ominous artifact beta to your hand. Oh, that's already great. Super Evolve. Select an artifact follower in your hand that costs 5 or less, and summon an exact copy of it. Wow. Okay. And then this is the one that deals damage to the enemy leader. Uh-oh. You know, it's been a while since I've seen artifact. Like these artifact cards being played. Even from me, I've been playing the Destruction deck. That's my main one right now. Could this be my return to Artifact Portal? Maybe. I mean, already, like, this is in your hand. You don't need to combine things. Okay. And then you can also summon a copy of it. If, you know, if you think it's worth it for that Super Evolve. Lunar Bunny, Ward. When you play a spell, evolve this follower. Okay, so playing spells. Spells seems to be the thing, the gimmick for this whole thing. Ward. Resurrection Tuner. Select a card in your hand and discard it. Add a copy of 2 randomly different named allied followers destroy this match to your hand without revealing them. Okay. Interesting. I think it sounds pretty good. You're pretty much like retrieving cards from your graveyard. Okay. Like imagine just like playing your artifact cards that you want to keep in your hand, and you have like no choice but to play them. That's like one way to maybe get them back, but it is going to be random though. Neuron Disruptor. Oh, this guy, I remember you. Oh, he was like, dude, this is one of my more favorite like card designs, like the character design back in the first game. He's so cool. Recover X play points. X is the number of other allied followers on the field. Rush, last words, draw 2 cards. Sounds like a very weird effect. Like if you play him alone, if he's the only one on the field, then you just get 1 play point back. I'm just wondering if like back in the first game they called it float, right? The float. Yeah, float Portalcraft. I think that's even where, what's his name again? Karula? I think he would be a part of that too, but now his effect is all different. Where he plays with artifacts and not the float. Yeah, this one I'm not sure of. I think there needs to be more cards that synergize with this to be very good. But I think the Russian last word seems to be okay. I just think you need to have like followers on the field for this to be like very effective though. So I'm just wondering how can you do that very effectively? Select the card on the field and transform it into an Amari's little buddies. 2 cost, but 3/3. Okay. I mean, if you have a weaker follower, then I guess you can transform into that if you want to. Or yeah, you can also do it on the enemy too. Yeah, it's not like you're only on your field. Okay, it sounds already good because you can use it on the enemy if you don't like their cards. Slouse, revolving wheel of fortune. Remember you. Ambush. At the end of your turn, if this follower is evolved, give your opponent's crest Slouse. Revolving wheel of fortune. And banish this card. Okay, let me see this. At the start of your turn, activate a random ability that you haven't activated yet from the following. Increase the cost of all cards in your hand by 1 until the end of the turn. Give all allied followers in the field -2 attack and defense. Deal 3 damage to your leader. So this only goes to the enemy when you evolve it. Okay. So maybe a turn 4 thing, or 5, whenever you get it. I'm not sure just how, like, good this will be, but I guess we'll see. At the start of your turn, activate a random ability that hasn't been activated yet from the following. Reduce the cost of all your cards in your hand by 1 until the end of your turn. Wait, so this is for me now? Oh, this is like the opposite. So this is reduced. I thought we were getting the same effect here for us. Okay, it's pretty much the opposite of this. Oh, wow. This sounds kind of fun. The thing is, the enemy will probably deal with this card. So yeah, maybe, I don't know, we'll see about this. Yeah, we'll see about this. Let me go move on. I think overall it does sound good. But like, you know, compared to the crest where it's always on the enemy until like the countdown goes away, this one you gotta make sure he survives if you want to gain those effects. And it is also a bit random too, so. Imari, Dewdrop. Select a card in your hand and discard it, draw a spell. Whenever you play a spell, if this follower is evolved, summon in Imari's little buddies. Super Evolve. Draw 2 differently named 1-cost spells. So is that going to be the thing? Like, I'm noticing that where we got some 1-cost spells too. So that's the gimmick of this whole thing. Okay. I'm kind of curious about the combo. Because yeah, you can combo with that. That's a 1-cost. But this one too. That'll be good to transform the enemy followers too. I think transforming in general sounds very powerful though, so I feel like this is going to be very good. Just to annoy your enemy at the very least. I'm not sure like if this is something you want to be working as a finisher. Like it doesn't seem that powerful as a finisher card. But it is a good card to maybe play if you know how to play it to annoy the enemies, the enemy followers. Okay. And that's pretty much it for Portalcraft. Alright. Let's go with the last one. We got neutral. Monster literature. If there's another 1 base cost allied follower in the field, give this follower 1/1. So this one is a follower. I remember, yeah, World of Games, right? Was it this one? Yeah, this one, I remember I was thinking about the destruction, like the Psalms. If there's a card on the field other than it with the same base cost. Like this one sounds very good for the Psalms. But now this time we got the followers being 1 cost. This sounds pretty good for fairies then, right? Goddess of Starlight. Select 3 cards in your hand and discard them. Add an exact copy of each of the 3 leftmost cards in your hand to your hand without revealing them. I remember this. This is pretty much... Is this the same effect as the first game? It sounds like the same effect for the most part. Yeah, this feels like in a way the same card, but I'm not sure if it is the same. It sounds like the same thing. Alright. Yeah, very situational, like if you can control your hand. But I never played it back in the first game, really. Behemoth, General. If the sum of the 3 highest base costs in your hand is higher than that of your opponent's, destroy all enemy followers, so... This is different. It's an evolve effect too. 4 cost, but 4 attack and defense, or 5 defense. Interesting. So the sum of the 3 highest base cost cards in hand is higher than that of your opponents. Okay, hold on. This feels like a very different ability that I've never seen, like, I guess, work before. So you take your 3 highest cost cards, right? The base cost cards, and they do the same thing with the opponents. And if it's higher, then you can activate this. Okay. I feel like this would be good for like a Dragoncraft deck. But like if they're also playing Dragoncraft 2, then this might be troublesome. But yeah, you want to win with the expensive cards. This one feels very situational with your deck. Okay. Like if you have some very expensive cards, especially like in Dragoncraft, then this could be very useful. Other than that, I'm not sure if this will be good to have, like, you know, in general. Feels very situational. Yeah, we know about this one. Fates of the World. Hey, Salvador is back. But this time he's a spell. Draw 2 cards. Destroy a random enemy follower with the highest attack. Oh, wow. Okay. Enhance 10. Deal 4 damage to all enemies. This sounds already great for destruction. Okay. Like for destruction portal craft. At least to me it sounds pretty good. Because yeah, once you get like Beelzebub out, you can deal like 5 or more damage. Yeah, this one sounds pretty good if you can do the enhance. But also it is very expensive too. You want to maybe only have like 1 copy of this maybe. Unless you think this base one here is also pretty good too, which, yeah, drawing 2 cards sounds pretty good too. Like, I think the other one too, right? There's another neutral card, that lightning card, where it costs 4. That also has this effect too. I think I do prefer the drawing 2 cards though, than like dealing 1 damage afterward with that 4 cost neutral card. Yeah, this one sounds pretty good. Get to know Eightfold Glory. Oh yeah, we read this before. I think it sounds good. That's all I can say about this. Discard your hand, draw 8 cards or draw 2, and reduce our cards by 8. Yeah, I think in general it just sounds okay or good. Very expensive. You want to make sure you know like when to play this. It is a mode, so maybe Abysscraft might be good with this. Alright, and that is it, man. So that is all the cards here. Yeah, I can't wait to get back into Shadowverse. I think overall, they sound very, you know, at the very least okay or good. Some cards I'm a bit iffy on. Like, I don't know about the Runebringer. I can see the potential in the Runecraft card with this. I feel like someone probably already has done some crazy plays with this. I do want to see this in play. Yeah, the Runebringer. You know, back in the first game, like, I also never really seen this card being in play, so I'm not sure what this looks like. And of course, you know, when I say back in the first game, I mainly play in single player. I never really played multiplayer. Like, as much as like in this game, I feel like I played way more multiplayer in this game than the first game, because I'm just more of a single player guy. But yeah, I'm just wondering if someone can pull this off as well, and control their deck in a way where maybe it can work in their favor. But yeah, I think Havencraft sounds insane as well. With some of the ward and the healing as well. Man. I am looking forward to Portalcraft. That's my main class right now to play as. I do want to add the World of Games to the mix because this could work very well with the Psalms to advance the Amulet's countdown here. And also, it can be destroyed too, so like there's no like aura on it. Well, I guess you can also target your own aura cards too, right? I think so. But yeah, it does sound like very good. At least in Destruction Portalcraft, we got more draw options, it seems. And yeah, I just realized there's only like 1 artifact card, which was the this one, right? Yeah, I do wonder if artifact at some point, I don't know if it's like a thing right now. Like, unlike back at the release of the game, the launch, I feel like I've been seeing a lot of it, but nowadays I see more like puppets and destruction and never really artifacts. Yeah, I wonder when the artifacts are gonna come back, man. I feel like I've never seen them really, um, unless they're like a new player. But yeah, can't wait to play with these cards, and I'll go ahead and end it here. I think overall they seem either okay or very powerful. Can't wait to see like all these cards in play, man. I think I definitely like right away want to work on Havencraft and Portalcraft. They seem like really crazy. Um, but yeah, I forgot which one. I forgot what that I thought was like weird or good or powerful. But yeah, these two I remember the most. I feel like these two are gonna be like very, very crazy. Um, I think I thought Dragoncraft was pretty good too, right? In some of these. Oh yeah, the Megalorcas too. I want to see that too. I know the Megalorcas can be very powerful as well, like and be like very annoying. So that might be a thing too. But yeah, I really want to see plays with this one. I think this one can be insanely powerful if you can set it up right. But anyway, guys, I'll go ahead and edit here. That'll be it for now. That's game.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good